And hello to all my Gemini friends. I'd like to welcome you in. My name is Scott Sagent, and today I'll be doing your free Psychic Tarot reading for October 2022. Now today they've dialed up for my great Geminis a storyline spread. It casts a very wide net across the entire sign, the entire scope, all the Geminis. We're going to be talking about different stories for different Geminis. Can be 3, 4, 5, even 6 if Spirit is very chatty. It allows me to be very accurate because it's like a bunch of mini readings all in one. It's like that scattershot, right? So we're looking for the story that is right for you. I've had people tell me that sometimes multiple stories resonate with them, and that's quite all right if it does, but at the end of the day, we're looking for that one that's a home run for you, and we're going to find it. So if the first couple don't make sense to you, stick with it, bear with it, we're going to get to yours. They've asked that I conclude your reading with no extra spread at the end. That usually means one of two different things. Either the storyline is very big, or there's very important information in there that they just want you to focus on that, or it means that you guys are pretty well off and you just need kind of a little tune-up here and there, a little touch-up, and you're pretty much good to go, Gemini, at least in October. So we're going to, then we're going to wrap up with a runestone. That's just going to bring the whole thing together for us, and I also have to tell you about this wonderful display right here. The storefront is getting bigger every single month, so let's get started right now, guys. The cards are already shuffled. I do that ahead of time to save us all a bunch of time. I'm going to bring you in right now so you can watch. Go ahead and hit that like button if you're ready to have a great October. And we are on and recording. What I'm doing now, guys, these are my ritual cuts. Basically, I cut each deck into 3 different parts, put it back together in a separate order. That satisfies the ritual aspect of tarot, and it's the same procedure for personal private readings. So it's just like you're here with me now. So here we go with the storyline. The storyline is such a cool spread because they can talk about anything they want. There's no rules here. It starts with 5 cards. These are your base, your core 5 cards. These are the most important for me to show you. We're going to need more cards than just this. See how we're doing on the view here. Okay, so I need to get more because my facing hasn't turned yet. Still going to need more. Still going to need more. Am I off the screen? I'm going to come down here. And this is going to be my end. I have the majority of my crows facing left, so if this card is at the end, it's bracketing my spread. So that lets me know that we're on a full stop right there. So now I need to get facings together here. It's going to go back up there, actually. This is going to go with it. Okay. It's going to be an interesting little setup here. At first I thought they were going to do 4 stories, but we're going to do 3, and they're just going to be very big, a lot of moving parts in them. It's going to look like this as far as how we start. Now we do have some blockages, but not enough to matter. They're just actually at the bottom. So it's going to be on a per DM, per story set, but first I need to get more cards, and this is where the table gets very, very full. So I'm going to kind of create some more space for myself. I will move the camera around after I'm done with all the card work so you can see it all. But for right now, let me get this done and out of the way for us, for you. This is 2 pips, so they're just going to share 1 card. Well, it's actually going to need another one because that's a person card. Is that a person? No, it's not. So that's going to stay just like that. Over here, we're going to go 2 cards on the star, 2 cards on the strength. And that one stand alone. Any people in here to deal with? The queen, is that a person? No, it's not. Okay, so we are full energy there with all that. The card work is good with the blockages except for this guy here at the bottom. Make sure that's correct. Yes, it is. So I'm going to do 1 discard just to see if we're going to leave it that way or if we're going to upright everything. And that's also inverted, so everything has to be upright just in this one story, and the order needs to stay the same. Last thing I need is an angel card for every story, and we're ready to go, guys. Not too difficult at all. And then it's just a matter of me showing it to you on the screen, which we will get to moving the camera around. Okay, so here we go with the camera work. Something like that. Okay. All right, I'm going to go story number 1, the first one on the left here, the left of my hand, this way. Page and Judgment card there on the far left, ending at Passion, the Oracle card at the bottom here. So that's going to be story 1. We're going to move story 2, the big one, all the way up here. Let me pan up that way. There we go. Now you can see it all. With Beloved One moving all the way right to my 4 of Wands. And then we're coming down here. This is going to be a short little story, but this is how we're going to conclude our reading. Basically, this part here. It's going to be our third story, and I believe you can see it all, so let's get to work. All right. All right, Gemini. Making a little bit of room here. That's going to be my last story, so I'll shift it over, all the way over. All right, Gemini. Story number one. Story number one, we start in with the Judgment card. So they're talking about a major decision that a lot of Geminis have just made. If you are a Gemini who has just made a major decision, an important one, this could be you here in story number one. This is my attachment card. So this is them letting you know, hey, if you've made a major decision, this could be you here. If you feel like you haven't and it's you just, you know, life's been more routine for you, you're one of those Geminis, that's just fine. You're probably in story 2 or 3. But here in number 1, we have that Judgment card, so there's a decision being made, important one. Usually this means you've already made it. This has just happened usually recently in September or maybe here early October, very, very soon, if not already. There is, I have the page inverted here of, this is, in this deck, this is a kind of a different energy page. This is a person card I did forget to pull a card for. I will make sure it's not a person, and it's not, so we're good. So I'm good there with the way that I was reading it, which is the energetic definition here. This is the Page of Pentacles, so this is my money messenger or my health messenger. Lets me know that the decision-making process here in story 1 is usually about health or finances. Usually it's less about anything else like that. So usually they're not talking about a decision with work, okay? So this is a decision being made in regards to health, maybe starting something new for health, or maybe doing something with money, doing something different, how you're going to spend money, how you're going to save money, all that kind of stuff. It is coming on a delay too, so there is something, maybe you've made the decision but you haven't necessarily started yet, because this is coming in later in October on a delay. So this is, I'm only reading for October, so basically when they say later, they mean later in October. So that is a deal for the new moon, so it's a good time to bring in new stuff. We'll talk about that when we get to the moon cycles. The next thing they show here is that you guys are eye on the prize here. This is all about goals. Geminis in story 1 here are accomplishing goals, or at least you're putting this together. You're putting your eye on the prize. You know what you want to do here. For some of you, this is entrepreneur stuff. I know I said that this wasn't a work decision, and it may not be an exact work decision, but there is something with either new projects that come in there, may or may not be about work. Could be projects at home, new renovations, stuff like that can come up here along with the goals, my goals card here. In this deck, this ace means a little bit different than they do in other decks, and this is the deck that they wanted to use for you, so this is what we're working with. This is my bird deck, guys. This is a very philosophical deck filled with a lot of deep, deep messages. So back to story 1, they do say that there is a lot of different ways that this can go. You guys have a lot of different options here, a lot of different choices. This is very good, usually. Usually it's good to have a lot of options. Choices are good. But at the same time, some of these options or some of these paths may not have some bear good fruit. They may have some bad booger bears in there, maybe some bad stuff at the end of the path. So the decision-making process that you're using needs to be sharp. You need to be on point. You need to be smart and intelligent with this. They show a lot of you have a little hang up here with hanging on to kind of some what they would call bad paths or bad things, emotional attachments, ways about you. Maybe it's just characteristics, or, for example, maybe you're really bad at paying bills. And if they're talking about this being a financial thing that is coming up that you're trying to work toward, or a goal, something like that, this could just be saying, hey, this is something that you can't let get off track. This is something that you know about yourself that you got to make the right decisions here. Otherwise, it will go off track and you will derail the plan. And we don't want to do that because we have brand new money coming in next. Another ace, another good omen. There's a lot of new coming into story number 1, guys. New money can come in a bunch of different ways. I've seen this come up for people getting the keys to a new house. This is usually something new to the touch new. It can also be about health, but usually not. Usually this is more coinage. A pentacle at the end of the day is a coin. So here they're bringing in something brand new. But in this deck, they do show a dove holding a set of keys. So this could be like new car, new house, something new to the touch that people are spending money on. So Gemini's here in story 1, you're kind of getting the green light to do that and to work on these goals, whatever it is that you're doing. They bring in passion here, so they want to make sure that you are trusting, you're following, you are pursuing the things that you're passionate about here. And it may kind of be a little offshoot from the story, to be quite honest with you. It might not be like saying that this is a decision that you're passionate about, but it's saying here that there is a tie-in in, something they're looking to head down the path, and they're saying, hey, if Gemini doesn't act this certain way and follow their passion, this is just not going to work out for them. They got to have their heart in it. They got to have their head in it. This has got to be something they care about. So that's the kind of stuff that comes up when they bring up passion. It does say love life and career in the card itself. I don't know how much I want to tie into that too tightly, but basically just following your passion there in story 1. Whatever that means to you is going to be a big deal, especially in October. Let's move into story 2, guys. Story 2, and then we're going to get your moon cycles, because story 1 was all about new moon energy. Story number 2, we have some big moving parts. We start with the Star card. That's letting me know that this is a story about momentum. There is some fate-driven stuff here, some destiny stuff going on for my Geminis. It means it's less about your day-to-day choices. It's more about what you got planned to come here to do in this Earth lifetime of yours. They bring in beloved ones, so you're being helped. Spiritual soulmates relationship is what it says in the card specifically. Usually beloved one, when it comes in, it's usually letting me know it's a card that I attach to somebody who's deceased, a loved one of yours that is basically helping and guiding you from the other side right here in October. They got your back. They're watching you. They're helping you in ways that we don't necessarily understand. They're saying some of you are overcoming some kind of sickness, or it's my icicles in the hair card. That's what I call it, because a woman is literally like shaking off icicles. Well, in this version, it's inverted. So she is shaking them off. It's basically saying you're overcoming this. You're getting out of either this mental fog, this mental funk, or it's just overcoming sickness too. This can come up as mental sickness or actually physical sickness as well. So we're moving out of that phase. We're moving into a more nurturing of the health phase. That's what they show next with my Queen of Pentacles. The Queen is basically the nurturer. It's the mother, so it's basically saying to mother your health. Just like you would take care of a kid of yours, a child, they want you to treat your health the same exact way. So some of you here, Geminis, do need to get moving with nurturing your health. Now, when it comes up on the way that it is, it's not turned around. This one is not inverted. That means that you've done a pretty good job here. Good little applause there for my Geminis. But at the same time, when we have good things in tarot, we want a continuance. We want to keep doing the good things. So it keeps that momentum going and so forth. So very good. Whatever you're trying to do for health, keep nurturing it. Keep pushing. Keep pushing. Do not give up. Even if it's something that's hard for you to do, keep trying. Next, they show the strength card. So they're basically coming in and saying, you do have the strength to do this. You have all the tools. You're not missing any tools from your tool box. You're good to go here. So Spirit's saying, let's get moving with it. There's no reason to delay. They're also saying here that there is an attachment that a lot of my Geminis have here that is emotional. And not only emotional, but it's almost a little bit moving from a boredom phase into a much more interesting, intriguing phase. So you're getting excited about something. You're getting intrigued about something. Maybe it has to do with health. It could be kind of be a little bit diverse, because in a storyline they can talk about anything they want here. But we're moving out of boredom, which is nice to see. We're moving into intrigue. So you guys are getting interested in something. And if that's not you, this could very well be a message that is the advice. So find something to get interested in. Get a hobby. Going back to passion in story 1, find something to be interested in, okay? We need a little shift in the wind here, and they're basically saying you are ready to go. With the strength card, you have there's no reason to delay. We have the High Priestess card, so they're basically saying here that you have sacred knowledge here. You're getting sacred knowledge, maybe from your beloved one. Maybe that's a tie-in between the two sides. If you look at how I kind of set up the storyline, you have one on each corner, so it's like the two pillars of knowledge here. And in other High Priestesses card, that's how it's depicted. You're not going to see that at the beginning of this one, because in this deck they don't use that. But here it's basically saying you're being told very specific things here. So that could be literal. Some of you may be getting advice or some guidance or some direction in the flesh, but others of you may be hearing it in the dream state. You may be having loved ones kind of help behind the scenes like we talked about. And basically what is happening is this whole picture is unfolding, and you're getting the clear picture of what's going on, what the puzzle supposed to look like. It helps you put the pieces together much easier, and it helps you make good decisions. If you don't have that, very hard to make decisions, very hard to make good decisions when we're working with an impoverished map and we don't have the whole picture of what's going on. So they're presenting you with that, and it's called truth. The next thing they show here is an event here in story number 2. Interesting way to end, but something worth celebrating. Could be a small party, a get-together gathering of some form. This could be a wedding, just getting together with family, maybe a barbecue, a birthday party. Anyway, even a concert or something like that. In October in story 2, somehow that ties in a way that I don't really understand, but I'm not a Gemini, nor am I here in story 2. So because I'm not a Gemini. So the story is not for me. The messages are not for me. I'm just here giving that to you so that you can put the context together as you see fit. It'll probably make sense to you, even though I have no idea where they're going with that one. That is a little bit confusing to me. Good time to remind you at the same time here that this is a general reading at the end of the day. There is a lot of Gemini bubble energy here. A lot of Geminis tuning in. You guys are wonderful, but at the same time, the bubble energy does clutter things a little bit. The storyline, breaking it up, makes it a lot easier. But at the end of the day, there's nothing that beats a personal private reading. And I do offer those on my website, scottsagent.com, along with a wide variety of different products and services that are great for you. So before I get into story 3 and wrap up there with your runestone, I want to tell you guys about the moon cycle. I like to give you guys the moon cycle forecast every single month so you know it's coming. We start with the full moon. That's what comes in first. October the 9th is when that hits. That is the best time to get anything out of your life that doesn't fit there anymore. We didn't talk about really any of that kind of stuff yet, but it doesn't mean that none of my Geminis have nothing to get rid of. Maybe you got old baggage, old emotional baggage you got to work on. Maybe you got habits to break. Maybe you got stuff you need to sell or donate. All this kind of stuff is full moon energy, even getting rid of people in your life. Any of that kind of stuff, get it out. With that full moon, it's just easier to do it around the 9th. It doesn't have to be on the 9th, anywhere toward the beginning of October. Adversely, we have the new moon, which we've talked about a lot in your reading so far, especially story 1, which had a bunch of aces. New moon is bringing anything brand new that into your life that wasn't there before. If you're trying to attract brand new love, you're trying to attract new work, new job, new entrepreneurship. We talked about that already. New health, new finances. We definitely talked about finances as well. So all that kind of stuff is new energy. And that is much better placed this month toward the very end of October. And that hits specifically on October 25th, but you don't have to do it on that date. Just any time toward the end of October is very key for that. Now, the moon cycle cheat sheet there is available for you as a graphic tool. It is free. It is on my website, scottsagent.com. You go to the videos page. At the bottom of the videos page, you'll see that graphic illustration. It shows you how to move these energies in and out of your life just to make things flow a little bit smoother. Work with the energies that are already there. While you're at the website, make sure you're signed up for the newsletter program. That's at the very bottom of every single page, guys, and I take really great care of my newsletter people. I only send one newsletter email every single month. It's just for updates and promo codes, save you guys money on readings, lots of great stuff. I give them a couple free readings every single year just by being signed up to the newsletter program. And this is the best time you could possibly sign up for it, because in November there's something special that my newsletter people are going to get. And if you're not signed up for it, well, you're going to miss out. So also, if you know anybody else that is into this kind of stuff, get them to sign up for that newsletter too, because this is the best time and they're going to be very happy with you next month. Hey, thank you for telling me about that. Thank you so much. So make sure you're signed up there. No brainer. Follow the Facebook page if you're not. I do giveaways on Facebook every single month. Also, we just named this guy here Tarak. That was the contest last month in September. So always fun stuff going on the channel. Speaking of fun stuff, I got to tell you about the physical store, which just got a brand new product, brand new labeling. So I'm going to cut away for 1 minute to tell you about that. We're going to be back with your story and runestone. This product was technically released last month in tandem, in unison with the Sunflower Potpourri as a rejuvenator, as an enhancer, but it does so much more than that, and now you can see it has its brand new labeling. The ladies are dressed, so to speak. When your Sunflower Potpourri sold separately doesn't smell anymore, once the scent is gone, this is the way to refresh it, rejuvenate it, and make it last for so much longer. And this is a 4-ounce bottle here, guys. It's got that same wonderful sunflower, flowery aroma, just tuned down a little bit, making it a little lighter, makes its uses much more diverse, much more widespread, and you can use this for a room spray. Make any room in your house smell better. Bathroom, room, cat litter box, use it in the car, make this car smell nice and floral, fresh. When we were designing this, we were basically like, well, why stop there? You can even wear this as a body spray. It is not as intense as a perfume. It's a little bit lighter, but it is designed to also do that. So you're going to love this so much that you'd even want to wear it. I mean, it just smells that heavenly. It's that divine. It is a great product that you will enjoy and be so happy that you picked up. Shipping free the entire month of October. I cannot promise that always, but I can promise it right now. In fact, everything in the shop in October will ship free for October only. Okay, Gemini, I am back. It is story number 3 time. Story number 3, we start with, this is my 6 of Swords, so this can be about travel. Some of my Geminis may be traveling in the month of October. This can also be about just moving into smoother waters. It is a good energy card. Moving into a smoother part of the river, getting away from the rapids, which are behind you now. Things are smoothing out. So it's either the travel definition or it's just the, hey, things are looking better in the month of October. Maybe some of you Geminis had a rough go of it in September. If that is you, you could very possibly be here with me in story number 3. Story number 3 also talks about nurturing the workplace. So this is the first story that they specifically talked about Gemini work here. And this is saying, like, you know, don't fix it if it's dead. This is a very specific card in this deck. I told you my bird deck does this. This is the queen that is basically trying to sew back together a crow that has drowned. So it's basically saying, hey, watch what you're fixing. Some things are not able to be fixed. Some things are not worth fixing. So all that kind of energy, just be, use your discernment, be very smart with that, especially as, the workplace, the job, the corporate office, all that kind of stuff as it applies there. Work, business, enterprise, area of study, even collegiate courses, retirement. This could be about that. Your work corner is a big place. Learning anything new, all that stuff can come up there. They do show that a lot of my Geminis here, they want you to work on this because you're getting very close. A lot of you are actually already there. They bring it in like a new chapter in life. Okay, and again, this is another card that means travel, but this is long distance travel. So I feel that some of my Geminis are traveling long distance. If you have an option and you're like traveling and you haven't decided, is it going to be like local, we're going to stay around town, or are we going to go far? This, I would say, go for the far one here. Take the long shot. This is the 3. So my 2 of Wands would say to keep it close. My 3 of Wands would say basically let's keep it far. But the other definition here, I got to give you it all in a general reading, is that this is a new chapter in life. In the workplace life that is coming in and presenting itself, like I said, some of you are already there, and it makes me feel like it's a stressful time because we got breathe. So basically, Spirit is, it's Archangel Raphael coming in here and saying basically to take some deep breaths, notice the patterns of things and relax. They want you to pay attention to the cycles, the things that you see going on so that you don't repeat the old stuff, that you can kind of catch onto things. If this job situation is just not for you, it's not working out, doesn't mean you have to leave right now in October, but you can start making an exit plan. You can start figuring out what you want to do next. Maybe get your resume in order, get your references together, put together a really nice resume, whatever it is, that you're working on here. So breathe. Don't worry about it. Don't stress with any kind of work stuff that is going on in the month of October, but at the same time, nurture your work corner. So you got to figure this stuff out. You got to put some energy into it here in story number 3. So that is it, guys. Let's get your rune stone going. They're already shuffled up. I'm going to give them a quick swirl, and then we're going to pull it. All right, so Gemini rune stone for October. It's going to be this guy right here. This is the rune stone for harvest. We got harvest coming in right there. Got another harvest right there. I don't know if that's off screen or not, but anyway, harvest, guys, harvest. So this is a time for my Geminis to get back stuff they put out there. Energetic return on investment. It could actually be money coming back to you, loans coming back to you, reaping, what you sow here. So you're getting back what you put into something. Very karmic-like, but this is beyond that. This is usually more physical stuff. So, getting... it makes me feel like some of you are making some money out of an account, or maybe closing an account and getting the balance or something like that. It's kind of a weird financial hit, but it feels positive. It feels very good. And harvest in general is just basically saying you've done good things, hopefully. And the good things are paying off for you right here in October. So very good thing. And if you haven't done good things, well, hey, let's get started with that, shall we? No, I'm just kidding. My Geminis are great, and you guys are getting that return on investment in October. And that is there's no better way to end a reading than that, so I'm just going to cut it off right there. We've been through it all, guys. 3 very big stories. Thank you so much for sticking with me. Check out that wonderful Mister. You're going to love that. And that's it for here. Have a wonderful October. Remember to like and subscribe so you see the future videos, and I'll see you soon.